Good morning to all of you. Today we are going to start chapter number 6. 3, 4, 5 completed chapter number 6 in economics. Chapter number 6, forms of market. Forms of market. Now first of all, define market. Means what is market? Market is that system or process through which sellers and buyers comes in contact directly or indirectly, for sale and purchase of goods or services. That is called market. Market is that system or process through which sellers and buyers comes in contact directly or indirectly for the sale and purchase of goods or services in order to earn money. But in order to earn money is not compulsory. Only here right now we are explaining about market. Means it is not a nowadays it is not a particular geographical boundaries. Means nowadays market is not limited only to a particular geographical boundaries. It is a process. Now it becomes a system. It is not a particular place. It becomes a system or process through which, means anyway, directly or indirectly, when both parties, sellers and buyers, comes into contact with each other in order to sell or purchase of goods or services, then it becomes market. Now, different types of markets. First one is on the basis of location. Means we can classify the different types of market on the basis of location. Second, on the basis of ownership. On the basis of quantity. And third one is on the basis of competition. The total market is classified into three categories. First, on the basis of location, on the basis of quantity, and third one is on the basis of competition. Now, on the basis of location. On the basis of location, it has 4 points. First one is local market. Second one is regional market. Third one is national market. and fourth one is international market. Now on the basis of quantity, it has two types. First one is wholesale market and second one is retail market. Third is on the basis of competition. On the basis of competition, market is classified into two categories: perfect competition, and second one is imperfect competition. And imperfect competition has three types. First one is monopolistic competition. Second is monopoly, and third one is oligopoly. So total there are three types under imperfect competition: monopolistic competition, then monopoly competition, and oligopoly competition. Once again, meaning of market and its types. Market is that process or that system in which both parties, sellers and buyers, comes into contact with each other directly or indirectly for the sale and purchase of goods or services. Means nowadays market is not a particular geographical boundary. It is not restricted only to a particular geographical boundary. It becomes more than that. And types of market, total it is divided into three types on the basis of location. First, location. Second, on the basis of quantity, and third one is on the basis of competition. On the basis of location, it has four types: local market, regional market, national market, and international market. On the basis of quantity, total two types of markets are there: wholesale market and retail market. And on the basis of competition, it is divided into two categories: perfect competition and imperfect competition. And further, imperfect competition is classified into three categories: monopolistic competition, monopoly, and oligopoly. Now, explanation of first on the basis of location. First is on the basis of location. Local market. Means when goods or services are produced by using local raw materials, by using local factors of production, and when goods or services are produced by using local factors of production and sold in that particular area. In that particular area. Then it is called local market. For example, clay utensils, is an example of local market. They are produced in a particular area and sold in the same area by using local factors of production, means raw material, labors. That is called local market. Second one is regional market. Where goods or services are produced. Services are produced and goods and services are produced and are sold in different regions of the same state, means when goods and services are restricted only to a particular state, then it is called regional market. For example, when particular goods are produced and sold in different cities of Gujarat only, means the trade take place only in a particular state and it becomes regional market. Third one is national market. National market, again same definition, when goods or services are produced and are sold in different states of the same country. When goods or services are produced and sold in different state of the same country or different states within the same country is called national market. So when goods or services are produced and sold in different states within the same country or within the geographical boundary of one country, then it becomes national market. And fourth one is international market. International market. When goods or services are produced and sold across the world is called international market. These are different types of markets on the basis of location. First one is local market, second one is regional market, third one is national market, fourth one is international market. First, local market, when goods or services are produced by using factors of production of that particular area and sold those goods in the same area, then it becomes local market. Second one is regional market, when goods or services are produced and sold in different regions, different cities of the same state, means in a particular state. then it is called regional market. Third one is national market, when goods or services are produced and sold in different states but within the same country, within the geographical boundary of the same country, then it becomes national market. An international market, when goods or services are produced and sold across the world or beyond the geographical boundary of the country, of a particular country, or beyond beyond the geographical boundary. Geographical boundary, beyond geographical boundary of one country. Then also it is called international market. Now next topic, market on the basis of quantity. On the basis of quantity. On the basis of quantity, market is of two types. First one is wholesale market, and second one is retail market. Retail market. Under wholesale market, traders are selling and purchasing. Traders are purchasing goods in large quantity, from manufacturers and keeping in their godown or warehouse. Traders are purchasing goods in large quantity from manufacturers and keeping in their godowns or warehouse, and supplied in the market to the retailers whenever it is demanded. So whenever goods are demanded by retailers, wholesalers immediately supply the goods which they have in their godown or warehouse. It means, when first of all, simple definition, traders are, in case of wholesale market, traders or wholesale traders are purchasing goods in large quantity from manufacturers, keeping those goods in their warehouse and supplied immediately in the market to the retailers whenever it is demanded by them. It means wholesale traders creates or we can say provides or fulfills, place utility and time utility. These two utilities are created by wholesale traders. First one is place utility and second one is time utility. Means in case of place utility, they are bringing goods from the production area and supplying it to the consumption area. Means that is called place utility. Time utility, when goods or service goods are produced in a particular time period, then after production such goods are purchased by wholesale traders and they are keeping those goods in their own godown or warehouse, and whenever it is demanded in the market by the retailers, immediately it is supplied to them. It means they are fulfilling time utility also. The two types of utility are fulfilled by wholesale traders. Now next one is retail market. Retail market means in such market traders are purchasing varieties of goods from wholesalers and selling those goods in a small quantity to their customers as per their requirements. First of all, meaning in such market, traders are purchasing varieties of goods from wholesaler and selling those goods in a small quantity to their customer as per their requirements. Second point regarding retail market, since retail traders are in direct contact with the customers, so they are able to provide. Retail traders are in direct contact with the customers, so they are able to provide accurate information about the market situation to the wholesaler and manufacturers. So this is all about retail market. In such market, traders are purchasing varieties of goods, means large varieties of goods. They are purchasing from wholesalers and selling those goods in a small quantity to their customers as per their requirements. Second, retail traders are in direct contact with their customers, so they are able to provide accurate or exact information about the market situation. Market situation here means it includes demand and taste preference of consumers, when demand will increase or decrease, such type of information they are able to provide accurately to the wholesaler and manufacturers. So wholesale trade or wholesale market and retail market completed on the basis of quantity. Now on the basis of competition. Third one is on the basis of competition. On the basis of competition. Now, on the basis of competition, market is divided into two categories. First one is perfect competition, second one is imperfect competition. So right now, perfect competition. Perfect competition. And its characteristics. First of all, meaning. First of all, perfect competition is completely an imaginary concept. Such type of market is not prevalent in the market, but then also on the basis of some characteristics, it is such definition is created. Means that is called perfect competition. It is a market. It is a market where there are large numbers of buyers and sellers. First, large number of buyers and sellers selling and purchasing homogeneous product, means identical product. And in such market, customers have perfect knowledge about the product. That is called perfect competition. Now, characteristics. First one is numerous sellers and buyers. Numerous sellers and buyers. Second one is homogeneous product. Homogeneous product or identical product. Or identical product. Third one is no restrictions on entry or exit of firms. No restrictions on entry or exit of firms. Fourth one is perfect knowledge about the market. Perfect knowledge about the market. Fifth one is no selling cost. No selling cost. These are the characteristics of perfect competition. First, numerous sellers and buyers, homogeneous product or identical products. Third one is no restriction on entry or exit of firms. Fourth one is perfect knowledge about the market. And fifth, no selling cost. These are the characteristics of perfect competition. The first one is numerous seller and buyers. In such type of market, there are large number of sellers and buyers. There are large number of sellers and buyers. That's why one seller or one buyer cannot influence the price. One seller or one buyer cannot influence price of the product. The price of the product. It means, first of all, sellers are in large quantity. That's why if one seller wants to raise the price, in the market, it is not possible for him to increase the price. Reason, once he try to increase the price, customer will shift themselves to other seller, to other producer. Reason, one of the characteristics of perfect competition is price remains same. In case of perfect competition, price of the commodity remains same everywhere. That's why if any seller try to increase the price, then consumers will shift themselves to other seller or other producer. That's why seller cannot increase the price. In the same way, if one buyer wants to reduce the price, because buyers are large number, that's why it is not possible for that individual buyer to reduce the price. Second point is homogeneous product or identical product. Under perfect competition, identical product is purchased and sold in the market. Identical products means products having same color, size, same ingredients and same price. That is called homogeneous product or identical product. Third one is no restrictions on entry or exit of firm. Under perfect competition, any firm may enter any time in the market, or any firm may exit from the market. Whenever market is passing through normal or abnormal profit, that time many new firms joins the market. As a result, number of firms increases. Similarly, whenever firms are or market is passing through depression period, many firms are existing from the market. Means as a result, number of firms reduces. Fourth one is perfect knowledge about the market. Under perfect competition, all producers are selling same type of goods, means identical products which have same price. Since products have same price, same color, same size, same weight, that's why all consumers have knowledge about the market, or we can say they have knowledge about the product selling under perfect competition. And next, last one is no selling cost or no transportation cost. No transportation cost.
5 minutes.
No selling cost or no transportation cost. We have already studied about the perfect competition, that under perfect competition goods are sold everywhere at the same price. It shows that selling cost, means advertisement cost, transportation cost are not included. So advertisement cost or transportation cost are not included in the price of the product. So these are the characteristics of perfect competition. The remaining types of market or remaining types of competition we will try to complete in next lecture. Right now, perfect competition and its characteristics we have completed. Numerous sellers and buyers, homogeneous or identical product, no restrictions on entry or exit of firms, perfect knowledge about the market, and last one is no selling cost or no transportation cost.